Hi everyone, RW here, and welcome to Off Topic, the program that talks about anything and everything except personal relationships. Well, we're coming to the second half of June, which means we're also coming to the end of the first half of 2017. I hope your 2017 to date has been wonderful, spectacular, marvelous, whatever term that you want to describe how 2017 been so far, use it. If it hasn't been the best, you know what? You still got another 6 months of 2017, so things can turn around. But you know what? If you've had a really good first half, I want it to continue moving forward into the second half. This episode of Off Topic is going to kind of be special, and special in the sense that we're going to have a theme. And the theme for this episode of Off Topic is Canada. Now, you may not know this, but Canada on July the 1st is going to be celebrating its 150th birthday. And that's something that just doesn't happen every year. There's a lot of great things that Canada as a country has accomplished and contributed to the world. And so we have a reason to celebrate. And so throughout the episode, what you're going to see is in the lower third of your screen, you're going to see all these nifty facts about Canada. So to give you an example how it's going to look, Canada is the second largest country in landmass on the globe, and that's a fact. Also, Canada's population is over 36 million people, a fact, and that's something that is nice to know. So you're going to see those types of facts throughout this episode. And at the end, there's going to be something special if you watch all of the episode. Right to the end, there's going to be something there that you may want to get involved with and act upon real quick. And I think you're going to like what you potentially you're going to hear. But you got to wait till the end. So keep watching. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about making video. And making video, we've done segments in the past where I've talked about how lighting gets affected and how camera equipment and computer software for editing and music. And today I want to touch upon the script. So if you're going to shoot a video and you're using live talent, that there are a number of ways that your talent can go and communicate to the viewers. Now, there are a lot of ways you can do this. You can go and work off the cuff. So there's great things about working off the cuff. Those being that you're not under a lot of pressure, you recall from memory. The not so great things is that people tend to go and kind of stutter, or they pause, or they use the same words, or they go and use other words kind of repetitively, which could be kind of irritating to the viewer. But those are the sort of things that you can go and fix in editing if you wanted to. You also have the option of going and reading off of a prepared script, a piece of paper in front of the camera. The nice thing about that is that you'll probably be more consistent, so you won't end up with these pauses, or you won't end up with these words that are repetitively used. It can be kind of distracting. In other words, people will read from the paper and they won't look at the camera, so you really don't kind of connect with the viewer. So that's something you have to take into consideration. Teleprompters, there's a use for them, and it's a nice option if you can afford the money to have one. The nice thing with a teleprompter is that if you're really restricted to time, or in other words, I've only got 2 minutes and I've got to say this content in that amount of time, a teleprompter will keep you to very rigid timelines. So in other words, you set it, You go and read it off the teleprompter, and if it's running 2 minutes and 15 seconds, it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So that's wonderful. With teleprompters, you can go and do dry runs, which are really good. So you can kind of get your timing down and your pace down. Wonderful things. I've used teleprompter in some video production, and what I do find, it makes it nicer that you don't have the breaks and you don't have the ahs or the ohs, or you can edit it so people don't use the same words over and over again, because we're all prone to do that. So I like working off a teleprompter, but if you have trouble reading off a teleprompter, then it can be an exercise in frustration. So yeah, teleprompters are wonderful if you can use them. Working off the cuff is a great thing, because you can be very natural and animated. Problem is that you tend to spend more time than you may want to. There's rambling in some cases, and I've been guilty of that in the past myself. But you can always go and edit that down to fit your timeline. But if somebody is really good at reading from a piece of paper and you're comfortable with it, there's nothing wrong with doing that, as long as you go and make some eye contact with the camera, so you're going to come in eye contact with your viewers. So nice thing with a script, you get to edit it, and again, from a time standpoint, you're going to go and keep the meat of what's really important to communicate, and everything else you can kind of weed out. So that's wonderful as well, especially if you're in a really tight bind for time delivery. So that is kind of my take on scripts. Yes, they have a place. You can go and do it a whole lot of ways. If your memory is really good, you can go and memorize a script and then deliver it, and that can come across looking very natural as well. Unless if you're prone to acting or being a good actor, that may work for you. For a lot of us, that's not going to be an option. So it's going to be either working off the cuff, or it's going to be going and reading from prepared text from a piece of paper in front of you, or if you got the money, it's a teleprompter. Well, with that said, we're going to take a short break, and you can go and watch these messages, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Well, before we get into something that we all love around here, and I think you know what it is if you've seen previous episodes, but before we go and get to that, some more interesting facts about Canada. Canada, if you didn't know, consists of 10 provinces and 3 territories, and that's a fact. And that Canada, its immense size, is spread over 6 different time zones. I didn't know that. I thought it was 5, but it is 6. So we have those interesting facts I've imparted to you. Now, obviously, there's a reason to celebrate, and here they are. Welcome back, everyone. Well, I guess we should go and give you the most recent update to the big challenge. And the big challenge is something that we started at the beginning of the year when we started Off Topic. And we decided that we wanted to go and build subscribership and viewership to our YouTube channel and specifically to Off Topic, but also to our website, love.co. And we set up a competition, a friendly competition between 2 nations, those being the United Kingdom and Japan. And it was really simple. We wanted to go and see which of these countries would give us the biggest increase in subscribership to our YouTube channel. And the winner would be getting a minimum of a really nice segment in a future episode of Off Topic in 2018. And when we started this, obviously the scoreboard was set at 0-0. And as things have progressed so far this year, the score has been tied. It's been a Mexican standoff, and we find ourselves coming to the end of the first half of 2017, and the score is still 0-0. So we're not exactly crazy about this scenario because we thought by this point anybody who lived in the United Kingdom or Japan could simply go by subscribing, take the lead in this friendly competition. And nobody's taken us up on that challenge. So we're hopeful that in the second half of 2017 that somebody breaks that Mexican standoff. Well, before we conclude this episode of Off Topic, I told you that if you watch the entire episode to the very end, that there be possibly something in it for you. And I just happen to have an extra t-shirt. One of these off-topic t-shirts, actually. Short sleeve, extra large is the size, and the color is slightly off from its majestic purple. It's a little more fuchsia. And what I'm willing to do is I'm willing to go and give it away. And so this is what you got to do. It's real simple here. To start with, you have to answer one question, and the one question is based on all those factual statements that went throughout the episode about Canada, and in celebration of Canada's 150th birthday. And here's the question, and it's a real simple one. What was the last factual fact about Canada in this video? That's pretty simple. And if you have the answer, it's really simple what you do. Write it down. Make sure you remember it. Number two, when you go to the YouTube channel our channel for this video, at the very bottom in the text that we set up for the video that describes it, you're going to find an email address, and the email address is for successfulfindinglove.co. And all you have to do is basically go and send an email to that address and basically say, hey, the answer to the question is, and give us the answer. Simple. The first correct answer I receive, we'll send you the t-shirt. No ifs, ands, or buts. So there's a freebie here. And this contest is going to run for the duration of Off Topic for this specific episode. That means it's running from June the 18th, 2017 to July the 1st, 2017. That's the time frame, 2 weeks. So if you watch this video, act upon it real quick, and you could go and get that t-shirt. So we might as well go and wrap this all up. So I'd like to thank you for watching. As always, we enjoy putting together Off Topic for you. Remember that we want you to subscribe. So subscribe right now to our channel. Especially if you're in Japan or the United Kingdom, you can take the lead in that competition. And also keep watching this space because there's a lot more great video content coming your way. And one final note to Canada, happy birthday. And with that being said, take care of yourselves, and we will see you at the beginning of July. Take care. Bye for now.